Okay, so for our first current topics, we're going to do a typical, but not typical, hello world. So for this one, you're going to need to find a photo of you and a print screen of your computer that you'll be using for this course and embed them in your reply. So remember, when we're working on the hands-on and on the current topics, these are things you're sharing with everyone. So the repo that they'll go into is the, let's see if you know, say it, public, right? Okay, so then I also want you to tell us about yourself, whatever you want to share, and then what operating system you're using for this course. I'm going to have you update your GitHub and your Canvas with your picture, your profile picture with your picture, then write at least 75 words about, right, actually this is a repeat, sorry. So this should just say, and 2 replies, substantive replies, right, 1 sentence replies are not substantive, so FYI, but I'll correct that. So that should go right up here on the writing part. Anyway, I'll correct that last part. Okay, so first finding a picture of yourself. I found one on Google Photos. Wherever you have your photos listed, I use Google Photos, Facebook, whatever. The first step you're going to need to do is to download that file. Now, both, I know for sure GitHub, but I'm pretty sure Facebook or Canvas are, what we're using for our course, needs these to be smaller. And what I mean by that, I mean both in file size and resolution. Okay, so how do you do that? So I'm going to show you, but you can use whatever editor you are used to, photo editor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Pixlr. It's pixlr.com. And there are several examples here. You could do this on your phone. It's really up to you. Ultimately, I'm going to show you how to place it up in GitHub in a second. So you don't have to use the Pro. You can just open the editor here. And then what you want to do, you may have to agree to Flash there. So if you don't have that, that might be a reason you find something else. I'm going to open an image from my computer and my downloads. Here's the one I just downloaded. Now you can't, well yeah you can here. This is 1.8 meg. I know at least for GitHub you have to have something a meg or less. So that's part of why we're going to modify this. So this is pretty simple. All I do is image size, and this is a large, and most cameras are these days on your phone are large, high resolution. So I'm going to make this 640, and it automatically changes the other one. Hit save here, cool. And now what I'm going to do is hit save. I'm going to save on my local system. Now I'm going to name this something different, like Rio _dash or _pic. You can name it whatever. It's going to save it as a JPEG. And notice how it's 66 kilobytes now, so we've definitely made it smaller. What you want to pay attention to here is where it's saving it. And for my example, it's doing it in downloads because that's where I opened it from. Hit save. Okay, so now that you have that, you also need to do a print screen of your desktop, whatever you're using. Now, print screens, if you haven't done them before, are pretty simple. Just do print screens and then whatever operating system you're using. So like for Windows, most Windows, I think it gives, actually I'm going to do Windows 10 here. You can do the traditional just print screen. You hit that button, it takes a print screen. You can do Windows plus that, but typically the thing I recommend is just using built-in snipping tool. So whatever, just search for print screen, and it could be one word or two, and it's also called a screenshot, right? So the thing I want you to do, I'm on a Mac, so for me, right, I actually can run Windows on my Mac, but I'm not running it right now. But on here, to do a full print screen, I would do Control-Shift-3 for the entire thing. So let me just do that real quick. So before I do my print screen, I'm going to minimize everything that I have open, right? So I'm going to do Control-Shift-3. Control-Shift-3. There we go. Made it right here. Okay, so now I have this file, right? And so if I open that up, then this is on my Mac. It'll look different on yours, and that area right there is actually my recording areas, which is why you don't see everything. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a save. File. And now this one I'm not going to make you resize. Again, whatever operating system you have, you can just save it as that. But I'm going to give it a new name. Oh yeah, I have to export. I'm going to export this. And I'm going to go ahead and put it where my other one is, so I have them together. You can do this however you want. I'm going to say Rios_desktop, right? And now this is going to save as a PNG file. I'm going to save that. So now I have both of those files together, right? And now I'm going to go back to my, now I'm actually back on the repo. So I'm going to go to 82. I'm still going to be working, remember, in public here. And now I'm going to have you create another file. I'm going to have you create a folder, and then inside of there we're going to create a file. So we're going to create a, oh, let me see if I can do it this way. I haven't done it this way. I might be able to choose a file here. Oh, this will be interesting. Because what I wanted to do was create a folder, but in order to do that, you have to create, so let's do that. Let's just create a file first. And let's call it images / and then we'll call it, let's just do a readme.md. Now this is not where the file is going to go, it's just now creating that folder. So I think we can use that for, just for example here. Okay, just to see how we can do that. Create, I'm going to leave the standard text there. So now I'm just seeing kind of along with you now. Oh good, so now that I'm in this subdirectory called images, now I can upload a file. And that's what I wanted, because you'll be doing several. In this case, we're going to be using images to share with the class. I'm also going to have you update your GitHub and your Canvas profile, but let's do one step at a time. So now, upload files. I'm going to choose the file to upload. And now look, I happen to be, oh, that's from before. I'm going to go to my downloads right here. Right, and now I have those two files. You can either do them one at a time or two at a time. I think you can do two at a time. Good, it's doing them, right? And then here we go, adding files. Actually, I don't mind these messages. I'm just going to put this for week 1 current topics. Cool, we'll go ahead and save that. Great, so now what we've done here is, before I show you this, so I just want to show you, so now we have these two files that we are going to embed in Canvas. Okay, but before we do that, I'm actually going to walk you through how to change your profile picture. So I want you to change it on both Canvas and on GitHub. So on GitHub, you come over here, you click on, and this is in GitHub, you click on your profile. On your profile, you edit your image, and then you upload a new photo, and this is where it has to be under a meg for this to work. So that's what I want you to update that as well. And then let me show you on Canvas. We'll go back because we're going to get into this in a second. On Canvas, what you need to do on Canvas to update your profile, it's something similar. You go to your account here. Right, you go to your profile, and then you go, if you just mouse over your picture, then you can choose a photo and you go find that photo. Okay, now just to be clear, on this step you're choosing photos that are local. Okay, so that photo that you modified through Pixlr and made smaller. Okay, so that's what you're doing on those two steps. So now what I'm going to show you how to do is the last required step of this. Is in our class. Now I'm going to show you how to actually embed them. And this is something that I think is really great, because we don't, if we embed them, we're basically saying we're going to link. Oh, sorry, I didn't need to go in here. Going too fast. So we don't actually have to attach them here, which we wouldn't want to do anyway, because they're already out on the web, available. As long, and by the way, if you haven't gotten into class, our class GitHub, these may not show up for you. That's an indication, FYI. But just to be clear, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to embed this image. I'm not going to attach this image because that doesn't make sense. The web is for us to link to and reference. So let me show you how to do this. Over in Firefox, I'll first do my picture. Right? So there's my photo. And then what you want to do, this is different in Firefox than it is in Chrome. So I'll show you in both. In here, you can just do View Image. Now, notice that the URL here changes. So I'm going to copy that URL because it is different, okay? And I'll show you in Chrome in a minute how you do this as well. But however you do it, you grab that raw.get hub user content 82, and then it points directly to that my repo, the master, the subdirectory called image, and then the image itself. So we want to copy that whole thing, Control C. And now in our reply here, we're going to do embed image. So all you have to do here is paste that, and you say Rio's pick. Cool, and that's fine because actually that's the size of it right there. And then we'll update. So that's nice because what that does is it makes it so that you don't actually have to go and look at an external link. And I put my mouse, I use my arrow key, I hit enter, so because now I want to do, so this is where you write about yourself, about you, okay? And now we're going to add the other print screen. So we're going to do this one more time. So this time, let me show you in Chrome how you do and grab that same thing. So now I'm in my account, but it doesn't matter. I can go to 82. I can go to the public one. I can go to image. I can go to the desktop because now I want to share the desktop in the same one, or I want to embed it. Okay. So right click. This one is, yeah, open image in a new window. So what this does, this gives you Control C, that same URL that you need to reference. So now I come back over here, I do that embed again, I paste that, oh, wrong one, sorry, paste it up here, and then I go Rio's desktop. And by the way, if you don't know what alt text is, it actually is something for accessibility. It even says that here. But notice how much bigger this image is, right? And that's because my screen resolution is so much bigger, and we didn't modify that image. But not really a problem because Canvas, the app that we use, actually makes that not that much bigger relative to this one, even though it's much larger. Okay, just giving you that heads up. So now I'm going to click in here, hit my arrow key, and now just tell us your OS. Okay, so that's what you need to do for this work. Let me see if that's all the steps I wanted to give you. I'll fix the writing here, but do know you do need to do 2 replies for this. Substantive replies, and at least write 75 words about yourself. Okay, so I've shown you, just FYI, be careful. Oh, let me show you one last thing. When we were doing this embed, all we're really doing is asking Canvas to write some code for us. Well, we're going to learn to write code in this class, so it doesn't hurt for you to actually hit HTML here and see what this did. This is actually using a paragraph tag that inside that tag is an image that's got an attribute telling it and this should look familiar because this is the actual URL that we use to say go find this file. Here's the alt text that we had. Here's the width and the height. It ends that A tag, and that is inside of the end of the P tag. So these are nested tags. And then these are just P's for paragraph, and then we have our next image. So if you ever need to come in and modify this, if for some reason it doesn't work, then you can actually move from, this is called the rich. This is just the rich text editor writing code for us, and this is us writing code ourselves. But we're going to learn to do that in another context, but it's just good to know that that is there. Okay, so I'll go ahead and hit post this so that when you come in, you actually will see that as well. And I think that's it. So this completes our week 1 work. Hopefully, if you have any questions or need help, reach out in chat, reach out to me directly, whichever way works. Have a great one. Talk to you later.